I'm out here, deep divers. I have a bird up there. Don't shit on me. It's a beautiful day surrounded by the birds, bees, leaves, and trees, the squirrels, the butterflies. I'm in a good mood, deep divers, because everything is working out when you're in the heart of nature. Like, you just feel at peace. It's amazing. Come into nature more, deep divers, okay? If you are watching this video, this is your confirmation. You will receive what you need at the perfect moment. Let me tell you this. A lot of us, sometimes we can have these fears, these insecurities, and sometimes we don't really know, is it our intuition or is it our fear, our worry? And a lot of the times, it's not actually your intuition that's guiding you. It's your fear that's guiding you. And fear is the worst guide. Love is the best guide. But when you are in your heart space, you can truly be led to the perfect place. And this is the perfect place, deep divers. Raising the frequency, raising the vibration. But if you are in fear, you're going to be led to the wrong place. And right now on the planet, a lot of people are being led to a place not serving them. Being led to a person not serving them. Being led to a crowd that's leading them in the wrong direction. Something does not feel right, and you know it. Before you ignore your intuition, watch this, deep divers. And of course, breathe with me. Woo! Breathing, getting that good ass prana, baby. So, first and foremost, a lot of you have seen me making videos year in, year out. In fact, a lot of you have grown up to my videos. You've been in your diapers. You are watching me doing a little samba, baby. Now, 2020, there was a video floating around and it was like one eye symbolism, right? And it had me doing this. And now, if you're a deep diver, you know this is the Gyan Mudra. And the Gyan Mudra goes back to the Sanskrit, the Indus Valley, the Hindu teaching of knowledge, right? It's yoga, nothing to be afraid of. But once again, I told you, in this world, everything is in reverse, right? So you think this is some kind of negative thing. No, this is yoga. This is yoga. This is an Apanya Mudra. These are mudras, right? Nothing to be afraid of. But because there's so much fear, a lot of people were like, oh my gosh, Ralph must be in the secret society. And I told you I am in the secret society of nature. But a lot of people who know the science, they didn't drink the Kool-Aid because they've seen me. They trust me. They know who I am. They know I'm all about raising the frequency. But those who are led by fear will believe anything. And this is why you have to learn discernment, keyword discernment, which is the ability to judge well. And this is how to really trust your intuition instead of trusting your fear, which sometimes you confuse for intuition. We got a whole lot to talk about, deep divers. Peace. Infinite waters, diving deep once again. Beautiful deep divers. We are out here in the heart of nature, baby. Something does not feel right on the planet or about someone you know. Now, before you ignore your intuition, watch this. Like I told you, deep divers, don't listen to what I'm telling you. Just ask yourself, has Ralph been consistently showing up day in, day out? Absolutely. So you don't even have to be convinced by my words. You can just see my actions. Slow motion this side. And this is how we actually trust someone. We don't trust people through their words. We trust people through their actions. Now, with everything happening in the world right now, someone sent me a message, got a message, add me on Instagram at Ralph Smart. They're like, Ralph, something does not feel right on the planet right now, but I'm still not sure if I should trust the crowd and just go along with everyone, or I should really trust myself. And that's a great question. Before you ignore your intuition, watch this. And please, someone get me some breakfast, because we ain't even had breakfast yet. Can I get a hello there? The word intuition emanates from the Latin intuere, which means to trust. But how can we trust ourselves when we are full of fear? How can we trust ourselves when we are full of anxiety? You see, there's a simple difference between fear and intuition. Your intuition is always in the present moment. Your fear is always attached to the past or the future. And a lot of people are in a state of fear right now because of the future, right? So it's not their true intuition. Something does not feel right now on the planet. And I'm gonna tell you why, right? Because you are in a world right now where, in the midst of a global pandemic, there is a great rush. And this is a red flag that you don't want to ignore your intuition. If you trust yourself to say, actually, something is not right, you know that you can actually confirm this if someone is trying to get you to hurry up. Just sign here. You don't even know you're signing your soul away. Anytime someone is hurrying you up, saying, hey, hurry up, just do this, just take this, do it right now, that's a red flag. And that means this person does not have your best interests at hand. They don't care about your welfare. They just want you to do something quickly so you can regret it down the line. And what we have to remind ourselves is that anytime we are feeling rushed, we have to say, wait a minute, why are you trying to rush me? And we often see that anytime someone wants you to do something and gives you an ultimatum, you must take this booster or do this or do that, it's usually because there's a hidden agenda. Because truth be told, nobody should rush you to do something that you're still unsure about. You can take your time. And anytime someone gives you the time you need, they're coming from a sincere place. But if someone is not giving you the time you need to make a decision, and instead saying, hey, if you don't do this by this time, you're going to be cancelled. You're going to be blocked from society. All of your privileges are going to get taken away. You won't be able to go to work anymore. Right? That's manipulation. And this is how to tell the difference, right? So anytime someone gives you a deadline, red flag. Because I say, give me a lifeline, don't give me a deadline, right? Something is not right, and you know it. Before you ignore your intuition, listen to this, deep divers. You see, I've always known something is not right in this world. And I know this because growing up, I realized that they give awards to people for acting, but they never give awards to people for being. What? Slow motion this side. Then I realized that the whole world is a stage. And yes, I would love to believe everyone wholeheartedly, but I realized that everyone is here for a different reason. Everyone has a different itinerary, and not all hearts are pure. Unfortunately, the same people who we trust, elected officials, if you go back in history, terrible things have happened. Just go and take a look at the Second World War, Nazi Germany. History has a strange way of repeating itself. And this is why I'm not ignoring my intuition about everything that's happening because I've done my research, right? And this is why you should never ignore your intuition if you too have done your research. If you've done your research, go and research something called the Tuskegee experiment. Between 1932 and 1972, syphilis experiments were carried out on the African American population without their consent. Oh, how nice of you, right? And this was all done in the name of science. So I always say, don't take my word for it, but go and do your own research. Research the Tuskegee experiment. And you'll say, oh my gosh, how could they do such a thing? But they did, right? Something is not adding up. Something does not feel right, and you know it. Before you ignore your intuition, go and take a listen to George Carlin, the great late comedian George Carlin. He said, it's a big club and you ain't in it, right? I love George Carlin. There's a lot of wisdom in his stand-up, right? And we got to remind ourselves that this is not just about our health, especially when you don't even know what's in it. When you go to the supermarket, 7-Day Vegan Challenge, and you want to buy some delicious plant-based foods, now 9 times out of 10, you're going to find out what's in the food. What are the ingredients? Is this really good for my health? Or is it full of GMOs? Well, with everything happening right now, one question a lot of people are not asking is, hey, what's in that? Don't you find that strange? That people aren't even concerned about what's in it? And the pharmaceutical companies are not even liable if something happens to you? That's a red flag, right? So something does not feel right and you know it. Before you ignore your intuition, I'm here to remind you, you are not crazy. You see, how manipulators work is that they use something called gaslighting. And this is the technique of manipulation to make sure that you doubt your own sanity. They'll tell you that you are overreacting. They'll tell you that you are looking too into it. They'll tell you that it's all in your mind and you are dreaming this. Just snap out of it. That's called gaslighting. And it's a subtle form of manipulation. They'll also tell you, look, everyone else is doing it without asking questions. Stop asking questions and just get what's coming to you. You see, the fool asks no questions. The wise man and the wise woman asks 1001 questions. Children ask questions. Why? Who's that? Because that's what happens when you come into this dimension, when you aren't conditioned by this matrix. You want to know, you want to ask questions, and that's how we know, that's how we gather wisdom, by asking questions. But anytime someone shames you for asking a question, ridicules you for asking a question, laughs at you for asking a question, publicly shames you for asking a question, or calls you a conspiracy theorist, that's a red flag. Something does not feel right. Now, before you ignore your intuition, watch this. I'm here to remind you, anytime someone has little sympathy for where you're coming from, they are manipulating you. Because even if I don't agree with you, I will say you are entitled to how you see the world. That's healthy. But anytime someone doesn't even get where you're coming from, or is not interested in where you're coming from, or has a little understanding in where you're coming from, they're not concerned about where you're coming from, they don't give a shit about where you're coming from, they only want you to see the world how they see the world, You are now living in a 1984 Orwellian nightmare. And that's what's happening on the planet. And this is why a lot of people are now going within to actually trust their intuition. And I'm here to tell you the good news is that many people are now awakening and seeing the truth, that the truth has been with them all along. And the answers have been inside of them all along, not out there. And that's the good news. None of this makes sense. If something does not make sense to you, trust it. Trust that feeling. Trust that gut feeling. Now, a lot of the times we say, let me trust my gut. But 7-Day Vegan Challenge, make sure you've cleaned your gut. Make sure you're eating blueberries full of vitamin C. You're cleansing your gut. You've got a good digestion. So now you can really trust yourself, because in actuality, the gut is a mini brain, over 100 million neurons in there. Our gut feeling can help us. But once again, there's a fine line between fear and intuition, anxiety and intuition. For us to really trust this voice so it can guide us in the right direction, we must be in our heart space. We must be in our heart space. We must also not be desperate. Right now on the planet, there are deadlines for a lot of people all around the world, especially a lot of people who are working in the system. If you don't get your booster shot because of Omicron, you can no longer work here. That's on the way. It's already happening in Germany. Now, if you are desperate, you now ignore your intuition to do the right thing, and now you do something not serving you because you're desperate. I don't want to lose my job. I didn't get a job in the Matrix to lose, deep divers. Slow motion this side. And this is how you stop being desperate. You can really trust yourself if you are doing for self and those you love. If you are saying, actually, I'm going to create my own reality. I'm not going to give my power over to people who don't care about me. If this was about health, healthcare would be free. Let me tell you this. I was watching something on the news, deep divers, and they were actually interviewing people about Omicron. And everyone was just saying, yes, we should have another lockdown. Yes, our children should wear face masks. Yes, we should be so afraid. And I was just like, oh my gosh, this is the biggest propaganda I've seen in my entire life. I could feel that something does not feel right, because they had everyone saying the exact same thing. They didn't even have someone with a different opinion than the mainstream narrative. And that was a red flag. So anytime you're only getting a one-sided argument, you should not ignore your intuition. You should say, actually, something is not adding up, because there are always two sides to a story. There are always two sides to a coin. And there are always two cats down the road, one black, one white. Let me tell you this, deep divers. Right now, a lot of people are facing this great test. And it's a test of really trusting yourself, as opposed to just trusting someone who you know doesn't have your best interest at hand. And how we really trust ourselves is to really spend time with ourselves, but also to develop a support network. You see, I don't have friends. I don't have fans. I've got family. Slow motion this side. And when you interact with your soul tribe, you can now trust yourself, because you don't feel alone. A lot of people cannot trust their intuition, because even though they know something is wrong, the whole crowd, people around them are telling them, no, it's right, do it, take it. And this is why you have to become mindful of who you surround yourself with. Because sometimes when you follow the crowd, little do you know you're heading towards a cliff. So never be in a hurry, never be in a rush, never be desperate. Never feel pressure to do something. Never feel like you have to say yes. Always take your time and remind yourself, in the end, you can tell your grandchildren, you know what? I was able to follow my heart, and this is why I'm still here. Just saying, feels so good to be alive, baby. Can I get a hello? Hey. Beautiful deep divers, we are here in the heart of nature. Just breathing in that good ass prana, baby. I love all of you deep divers. Trust yourself instead of trusting the mass media. Trust yourself instead of trusting big pharma. Trust your intuition. It knows best. Shout out to everyone who's been getting the wonderful Good Ass Prana shirts at ralphsmart.com/clothes and spreadshirt.com if you're in America. And if you are a sexy ass model, woo, with a whole lot of heart who wants to model the clothing, well, go and buy some, okay? Add me on Instagram, deep divers, for more daily inspiration at Ralph Smart, at official Ralph Smart, and Facebook at Ralph Smart, at Infinite Waters, and Snapchat at it's that good ass prana, baby. Check out the new book, Deep Divers, for more powerful, life-changing information just like this. Feel Alive by Ralph Smart on Amazon and at ralphsmart.com/the book. They tried to bury us, deep divers. They forgot we were seeds. They tried to cancel us. They forgot we were the speakers. Oh, I like that. They tried to hide the truth from us. They forgot we were the truth. How about that? Remind yourself every single day. Many people are going to tell you something, but if you can sense something doesn't feel right, don't listen to their words, watch their actions. How can I trust someone who has been lying to me the moment I was born? I can only trust myself. And people I've seen vibrate at a frequency, not just for one day, but for a whole time period. So always say, these people who are telling me to do something, are they really practicing what they preach? People who are saying, hey, just take this for your health. Do they look healthy? Are they meditating? Are they living this lifestyle? Think about it. Have a beautiful day, deep divers. Peace. Infinite Waters, diving deep once again. Stay well. Stay healthy. Peace. Yo! Leave a comment down below, deep divers, if you feel something doesn't feel right. And give thanks as well. Feels so good to be alive, baby. I'm in the heart of nature every single day. That's why I always say, come out into nature and it will boost your immune system. Take that, take that, take that. Good ass energy, I'm sending you. I'm sending your way, deep divers. One love to all of you. Peace.